Hey guys, here we have the 2011 Rockwood UltraLite 2604. This is a video for it. You have your front tongue jack. You have up and down to raise and lower the tongue to hook and unhook. You got a light here if you're hooking up if it's dark. Your chains, your 7-way right here for your lights and brakes. Then this is your breakaway cable. And it has a carabiner on it, and that you'll hook next to your chains. You won't hook it to your chains. Basically, that's an emergency brake, so if this ever came off your tow vehicle, your brakes would lock up. Then you have your propane tanks here. This cover right here, you just untwist these knobs, and you can have access to your tanks. You got your valve on top to open and close it. And then if you take this cover off, then you can take the empty tank off and go get it filled. Your regulator is right here. The green dot is what tank it's pointing to. So right now it's pointing to this tank, and then if that one goes empty, you can point it to this one and use this one. You have 12-volt battery to run your lights, your water pump, furnace, all that stuff. Then you have a little outside light here. Moving on to this side, you have a storage compartment right here that's pass through, and then you have your water pump and your water filter station, and your water heaters right here with the bypass to the valves to bypass it. You have freshwater fill here, so if you're dry camping, you'll have portable water on board with you, and it's just gravity fed, so you just put your hose in there and it'll fill up. And the drain for that is right there. It's just a little valve that turns. Then you have your city water connection, so when you're at campgrounds or places that have water hookups, this is where you will hook up your water hose. Make sure you have a pressure regulator on, so you have the proper pressure. And then for winterizing, you have a connection right here. You can hook a hose, turn the valve inside, and then it'll pump the antifreeze right out of the jug for you. Then you have your water heater right here, and this is gas and electric. For the electric, it's just a on-off switch right here, and then for the gas, it lights on its own, so you don't have to come out here and light any pilots. Okay. Then under here, that's one of your stabilizer jacks. You have 4 of them. These are only made for stabilizing, so get the unit leveled first, then crank these down once they're touching the ground. Give it 1/2 to 3/4 of a turn, just to put a little pressure on it. You don't want to try and pick up the unit with them because they will bend. Then you have outside shower, just hot and cold water. This is where your power cord plugs into. This is a 30 amp unit, so make sure when you go to campgrounds and stuff, you get the 30 amp outlet. When you're at home, you can plug into an adapter to plug into a household outlet. That'll keep your battery charged, and you can cool your fridge. The only thing you can't run is your air conditioner, because that requires the full 30 amps. Then you have cable and satellite hookups here, and then you have a black tank flush. So in the black tank, which is your toilet water, there's a little spray port in there. And when you're dumping the tank, you can hook your hose up to there, and it'll flush everything out for you and clean off the sensors. And your sewer outlet's right here. So your black tank's right there. You just pull that valve. Once your hose and stuff's hooked up, pull that valve. It'll empty it, and then once it's empty, your gray tank's right here. Pull that one, and that'll flush out your sewer hose for you. And you'll keep these valves closed while camping, and on the monitor panel, once it reads about 2/3 all the way full, that's when you come out and dump the tanks. because especially the black tank, if you leave that one open, all the liquid will come out and the solids will stay, and then it'll just end up clogging the tank. You don't want to deal with that mess. Alright, you have another storage here. Nothing back here, just a spare tire and a ladder. You have one of your doors right here. Alright, so this is the main entrance, and then your steps right here. You just pull that down, and then the rest will fold down. We'll continue outside. So you have exhaust for the furnace right here. When you're using this, make sure nothing's in the way of it and don't touch it while using it because it gets pretty hot. So don't put the picnic table up to it, and make sure the door's closed when you're using it. You got a little quick connect right here for propane, so you can have an outside grill out here. You got the back of the fridge, and this hose is the drain for the condensation. You'll never have to go back here, it's just where we service it. And then you got some outside outlets, a couple outside speakers, a little outside light, and then that right there is a vent for the stovetop. There's a flap in there that snaps open and close. You want to keep it closed when not using it, and then if you're going to use the fan, make sure you undo the flap, that way it'll actually vent outside. And then this will be the entrance to the bedroom, and then you just have the other side of the storage compartment right there. So now we'll go inside. Alright, going in, you got some storage here. You got some more storage up here. You got your chairs right there. You got a little coffee side table, a bunch of storage in the back. And then you have this little extra counter space, which will hook right here. That way, if you're cooking and stuff, you'll have more counter space. And then it also has a spot for like sponges or whatnot. And then you got your drawers. And then on this side is your monitor panel and all your switches. So your monitor panel, you just push these buttons and it'll tell you how full the tanks are and how charged your battery is. So it's fully charged. Your freshwater tank's empty, your black tank is empty, and your gray tank is empty. And then you have your switch for your slide room. Right now it's all the way out, but you just press and hold in or out, and it'll make a clicking sound once it's all the way in or out. Then you have your awning, so you have extend and retract, and with that you'll have to watch it while rolling it out because it doesn't stop on its own. Once you see the valance fold down and you'll be able to see the bare tube, just let off the switch and it's all the way out. If you keep holding it, it'll end up rolling backwards and you don't want that. Then you have light switches here, so you have your porch light and then the interior light, which the people cleaned it, just turned it off right here. Actually, well, what does that go to then? Interior. Oh, so it only goes to that light, that switch. So this interior light switch only goes to that one. The rest are manual switches on them. Then you have the switch for the water heater. This is for the gas. You just flip that on. This light will come on. Once it's lit, it'll go out. The water heater tries to light 3 times. If it doesn't light after the 3rd time, this light will stay on. All you have to do is just shut it off, check your propane tanks, make sure there's gas in them, make sure they're turned on, and then just try it again. And if you're dry camping using the freshwater tank, you have a switch for the water pump to pump water from that tank to all your faucets. And then once it builds up pressure, it'll shut off, and then every time you open the faucet, it'll come back on again. So you have your sink, hot and cold water. You got your stove right here, and this will just fold up like that. You got your 3 burners, so it's all labeled right here. And then it also has a sparker, so turn it to light. There we go. Alright. There. So all 3 of them are lit now. Then you can adjust the flame to high or low, then off. Then your oven, this you will have to light a pilot for, so you just turn it to pilot, push and hold it. Then the pilot's back there. It's just that right back there, so you'll have to use a lighter to light it. Push it and hold it while you're lighting it. Once you see that the flame is lit, keep holding the knob for another 15 or 20 seconds, because there's a thermocoupler that senses the flame, so that has to warm up a little bit. And then after those few seconds, let off of the knob, and if it stays lit, then you're all set to change it to what temperature you want to set it to. If it doesn't light, just try it again. It may take a couple tries if you haven't used it in a while, because there might be air in that line. Alright, you have your couch, which will fold out into a bed, and then you have your dinette seating, which that'll fold down and make into another bed. And you got a ton of storage in this unit. And you even have storage under the dinette, and then you have storage in the entertainment center. And this is all your TV hookups. Wires all ran to the TV already. I guess this isn't storage, it's just access to stuff. You have your fridge here, your on-off button. And then this button will control what source it's running off of. So right now it's on auto. That's looking for electricity first if you're not plugged in, or if you lose power overnight, it'll automatically switch to gas. And then if you only want it on gas, you can push that button out and it'll light on gas. To open it, you just push that in, then you can open the door. Alright, then you have your thermostat. So you have cool, which is the air conditioner. Then you have fan, which is just the fan in the air conditioner if you want to circulate some air. Then you have off, and then you have heat for your furnace. If you're using the fan, you'll have to turn this on to the on side on low and high. And then if you're using the AC or heat, you want to make sure it's an auto, because if you go and turn on the furnace and this switches over here, the fan and the air conditioner will come on, so you don't want that. And then if you're running the air conditioner, you can have it on high or low for the fan speed, and then you have your temperature control right there. Alright, you got your radio DVD player up there. Alright, right down here, this is your converter. So it just has all your fuses and breakers. Now we'll go into the bathroom. So you got your sink, some storage under there. You got your towel rack holder, another rack here, light switch, and then your medicine cabinet right there. You got toothbrush and soap holders. Your showers right here. You have a little lock right here, so when you're traveling, you can have it locked so the door's not opening and closing. And then that unlocks it. And you got your shower, just hot and cold water. Nice little skylight in there to give you some more headroom and let in some natural light so it's not as dark. Then you have your toilet. Just a little foot flush right here. And you got storage back here. You got a little vent right here. So your knob right here is to crank it open and closed. Then you have your fan speed right here, which is, let's see if I can get it. It's 1, 2, and 3. So 1's low, 2's medium, and 3's high. And then just close it when you're done. Right. You have this little barn style door that slides for privacy. Then you just have a little latch here. You want to make sure that's latched so when traveling it's not opening and closing on you. I got a little spot right here. Flip that up. Lock those legs down. And then you got TV hookups there. So you can set a TV there. Or there's, right in here somewhere there's a spot where you could mount a TV. If you didn't want it resting on that. You got some more storage around here. Little night reading lights. Then your bed flips up and you got some storage under there. You got some more drawers. And then I didn't show you out front what that is. But you do have a window right there, and I'll show you how to open it so it lets in some light. So we'll go back outside, shut the doors. Alright. Alright, so right here, it's actually just a couple thumb locks you twist, and you can lift it up. And then you have the lock to lock it open, and then you'll have a nice window to let in some light. So that's everything to do with the Rockwood UltraLite. Thanks for shopping at Mickelson RV. I hope you guys enjoyed this video.